Welcome, welcome to the lovely IHP community and the 5D collective. We have a little bit of channel guidance. I got some time to give you some messages, but tomorrow we're going to have the extended. So if you're new, the 5D frequency, the 5D collective, they're all people who know about owning, observe, witness, narrate their own 1-year-old. Their own sense of self, okay? So they know how to be their own lover and beloved. We're going to start with that. They're also expanding with consciousness, and that's with compassion. So grounding in a new cycle with compassion in the forefront. That came forth again. We'll have it extended tomorrow, but in the meantime, trying to organize some of my cards and some of that which I had recorded, but it didn't come through. So, Sadhguru, the very purpose of life is to experience life in its fullest depth and dimension. You will know that depth when you have a restorative embodiment self and you're aware, accountable, regulating, and you use your integrated brain. And so your 1-year-old is not longing to be with someone, but rather you appreciate and desire to live, to love, and to laugh. So when people are true lovers, that's what they enjoy. They think, hey, I woke up. I'm breathing, my human gift. I'm alive and I don't have laundry like that Zen master, and I have the depth of the emotional experience, and I have a mystic or a mindful person, basically one or the other, who's living a life of meaning and connection beyond the soul self and wants to dance. Can I dance? Do you mind? All you need is love. Boom, boom, boom. All you need is love, love, right? Okay, so strangers in the night, we're not going to be strangers, and we are going to do something stupid. Something stupid is from, I think, Frank Sinatra with someone else, or it was Robin Williams with someone else. And then non dimenticar. So these are the beloved and the lovers. But again, your human gift is you, first of all. That's why it's beyond death or life. You're like, hey, don't come near me if you're not going to treat me like a person that is empowered. You don't long to be protected. You don't long to protect. Okay, so the longing is not there. It's basically, I'm a straight shooter. I'm a jaguar. Like Mike Jaguar, what is that? There's another song, right? Like Mick Jagger. Oh, I love that song too. There's a Mick Jagger one. So the feminine, she knows the way of the heart, and she's always playful. It's your 3-year-old and your body. The masculine knows the way of the mind, and he is great when it's integrated. Otherwise, the masculines that we will have met that are not feminines or masculines, essentially, well, they don't know how to fight because fists are not the masculine. The true one, they know depth and dimension. So they know how their inner child, okay? So healthy people, they're all healing trauma, or they don't need to heal it, and they love, L-O-V-E, live, L-I-V-E, and laugh, L-A-U-G-H, not F. I know how to spell that one. Basically, as the jaguar protects all life, we know in times of fear how to bring forth certainty and courage with the capacity to say you do have free will. Even if Robert Sapolsky has determined that your first 3 years matter a lot, we know that it's thanks to the updated sciences that come together with spirituality that you do have the free will to get your little butt to a therapist, Patrick Tiahan, and get out of that human suffering business, and to become the lover and the beloved, first of all, of yourself, and then to live, love, and laugh with 1 or 2 or 3. Polyamory, we have a number. It's not more than that. And really, by the time you get to 2, if we're spending 24 hours, I mean, there's only one of me. You know what I mean? Polyamory community, come on in. So polysecure individuals, they actively understand how not to move into polysaturated. Polysaturated is for someone, and more that are exploring, I'm going to say, not what I believe polyamory is, because amory means love. That would mean that I can sit with you for 24 hours, every 24 hours. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm securely attached. Now, if you're talking to me about lust, which means that you long, which means that you are a masculine that doesn't have a feminine, or a feminine that is distorted, because you are distorting with your masculine. So basically, when you meet shame fucking, shame drugging, shame drinking, any individual who wants to basically still live without learning how to be non-reactive, yes. So anybody who wants to live in their modulated embodiment, okay, they're not in the 5D frequency yet because they're actively beneath the threshold of what that frequency would be needed. So long story short, we're all about true love. So true love is and involves your secure attached body. And so you are with people that you love to be with, not long to be with. Okay, there's a difference. You'll know it. And that's why we don't have any shame, even if we will have had encounters. I've had one lustful encounter, and it's my worst experience ever. And don't get me started with it, because when I tell people, like, no, it's not true. It's just, okay, you know what? You don't live in my body. Please give it a rest. And I just remember I learned something else about this human being and another human being. And when I found out, let's just put it this way. Again, the feminine eats ego for breakfast. So as a jaguar, I know how to consistently self-regulate, and really I don't get lost when I meet those who don't know healthy self-worth. I feel, well, Patrick, Tian, I do tell them about you. They just say, I find it hard to believe that the first season of life means shit. Give me more. Give me more. No, I'm not giving you shit. That's not me. I'm saying they just want more of all of Pinocchio's island, and I don't have any for you. So when someone, in fact, one of my friends, you remember, I laugh about this friend. So he's a good friend of mine. I do believe he has altars. I don't think he's going to go and get healed because he can live life like anybody else, like that other human being who thinks they taught me common courtesy. Unhealthy others think they know what life is all about. Feminine will see them and say, you do have potential, not on Pinocchio's island, but I'm not here to affect your state of consciousness. Plus, I'm the dumb human being who lives with true love. And apparently you think lust is love. Let me not laugh at you. Let me not laugh at you at all. You do know everything. So this is not about my friends. I'm just making a point. Good. Okay. So the very purpose of life is to experience in its fullest. Yeah, the lady, a fancy man and lady in suits, they don't know what they're missing out on, but we leave it alone. Okay. So the lover and the beloved. When you move beyond consciousness, you caress the beloved. When you move into the unknown, beyond everything, the beloved caresses you. Rumi, that's who that is by. I think the rest is by Rumi too, but I'm not sure, so just look up this booklet or buy the cards actually. So, it is not enough to love me. I want you to allow me to love you. It is not enough to desire me, to want to be closer to me. I want to reach out to you and grab a hold of you, drawing you into me and never letting you be apart from me again. There is so much more for us to experience, you and me, than simply gazing, even with love, at each other from a distance. Let me take you into my arms. Let me hold you until we cease to know or care where you and I once were you and I, for instead we will be one. Will you allow it? Will you allow me? Will you allow us to be? Oh, sweet beloved, the divine, the great beloved, has a passionate desire for you, to love you, to touch you, to make the divine presence known to you, so that you will cease to fear the darkness, take delight in all of life, and become mesmerized by the beauty of love in its endless emanations. When you have healthy self-worth, you are securely attached from your 1-year-old. You will know what I know, which is this quote is amazing, and I embody it personally. Sadhguru knows it, but see, that's why he is a masculine in my book, because when he talks about grace and bliss and all of that beautiful stuff, he compares it to wine. There's this one moment he shares how I can close my eyes, I won't exchange my body with anybody, and then he goes on to say something about wine. And as a feminine, because I don't come from the masculine's path, masculines, again, they don't nurture from a place of feeling. They only nurture once they have strategically been able to organize it in their capacity to see it, which is why for an empowered, true feminine, let me add these words because I know there's a lot of distorted feminines out there. And so I'm just gonna, it's not that they're not true or whatever. I don't even nurture unconditionally loves. And that's all I'm going to say. So from this feminine to you, it's not wine. It is a gift of pure bliss. That is the word. It's a gift of pure love. It's a gift of an embrace. It's the gift of I'm safe to be who I am completely. Even if, I fell on the floor and made a fool out of myself, you would laugh at me with respect, love, and have fun with me. So you're consistently being given the opportunity to get lifted up. And when you're down, you're still lifted up. But it's not in a way of minimizing that which you will have. So it's human love narrative versus that Zen master when he talks about laundry. He doesn't know how to wield his mind in a way of using his prefrontal and to regulate himself, meaning to make it all better. Those of us of blind faith, this is that blind faith of God, because it's not just dark matter, dark energy. It's not just Akash to me. It's God and it is grace. But again, with the background of where I come from, is why also this Sadhguru has a different heritage. His background with his spirituality is from what he shares with us. All the stories, they're amazing. Mine is very straightforward. It's God and angels and Jesus and safety. Sense of safety. And also when you say, you know what, I accept that faith if ever you're, so when I told God, for example, a long time ago, I don't see evil, I don't know of Lucifer, just seeing people who know how to lie, pretty much that's it. So unresolved trauma, by the way. So they don't know how to be their own lover, they don't know how to be beloved, they don't know how to be a person. That's exactly why I said I don't see it. And I didn't say everyone's going to lie. No, I just said I don't see it so far. I don't see evil, and I don't see people who know. Again, it's unimpressive when ego's in town because ego's always trying to prove itself. Not asking you to prove yourself, just be yourself. Like with my facade friend, which is why that friend taught me everything I needed to know about people who don't heal themselves. And it's really something not impressive. But I understand it with the sciences. And so back to the feeling as a feminine who didn't have disruption from that, which is, again, there's nothing that can hurt me because the reality is I want to live life. So even if you broke my bones, that would physically hurt. I wouldn't want that, but other than that, I'm alive. I'm here. I get to spend the evening, the day, whatever, with my loved ones. What better day than this? This is how straightforward it is. But when you feel it, this is what I want, what I and others who are of, again, for me, Sadhguru, he misses the human component. I'm bringing the human component. I'm bringing the component of true mindfulness. The Zen master doesn't even know how to be a Zen master. To me, he's a spiritual bypasser. And also, technically speaking, he needs a therapist so he can learn how to get out of rumination. That's with my attachment trauma education and me being a mystic. It's not because it's perfection. No, he can get out of stubbing his toe and feeling that it's suffering because it's called expanding your window of tolerance to window welcome. There's an explanation for it. Doesn't mean you have to do it. It just means you can do it, which is why it's tapping into your infinite higher human conscious potential experience here, besides you learning how to be yourself. So, again, as a feminine, it's not wine, because if I drink too much wine, I feel sick to my stomach, my liver, and I just know I'm treating my body like a piece of shit, so I wouldn't do it in the first place. That's why also drugs doesn't seem interesting at all. When people, they keep trying to tease me about this stuff, you could have more. I'm like, you don't understand. I don't need more. I'm already connected, number one. Number two, that's artificial and not part of what I'm doing, which is natural. I won't talk to you about not doing it because maybe you won't ever be able to experience the bliss that I experience. So, hey, have fun with it. But when they try to say that it can help me to have more, no. So anyways, that's a side note. But our channeled guidance messages, they're going to involve you grounding this new cycle with compassion in the forefront. You're your own lover and beloved. And when you meet a true lover, you're going to know who they are because it's going to be clear. It's a person who knows how to laugh, live, and love. And that's not just one day. It's every day, every 24 hours, basically. You give meaning, you take it away. It's a secondary human consciousness. I learned this in so many ways, how to tell you what the inner growth mindset is about and being yourself. And now I just have even more. And really what the more is that it gives me the capacity to tell you, you don't have to choose human love. Like Robert Sapolsky says, determined. You know how many people are happy to hear they don't have free will? And there are some of us who say you still do have free will, because some of us can tell you have an option. And that's the beauty of actually being a person of faith. You'll always have free will, and a true feminine doesn't capture you. She allows you to say, here's what I have. I have love, lust. Let's see, do you know how to figure out the difference? Masculine, distorted feminine, not impressed. It's not about the fallen angel consistently winning in the way of the stories of people who like to use the name. It's unresolved trauma. It's the year 2024. Anyone who doesn't know how to do human love, they don't yet know how to wield their brain. I can bring it to you with neuroscience. I can bring it to you with therapy. And I can bring to you why the fancy men and women in suits are not impressive to me, but those 7 to 14 charming are calling all the ones who want to tell a person like myself that I'm a fake positive. I'm not a fake positive. I'm a person who embodies what you can embody. So, long story short, all you need is love. All you need is love, love. In fact, you can learn how to play the game. It's easy. And you can learn how to be you. It's easy too. If you welcome yourself, that is. Which the lady and the man didn't do. And so their shame button is not scary to me. And the way they wield their sword, ha ha ha. In Italian, there's a saying, mi fanno un baffo. That means they do me a mustache, which I don't always have. But when I do, I wax it. And some people, they don't want to wax it. I know of those women. And I am not a 60s girl in that way. But anyways, let's have fun. That reminds me, anybody watch, what's his face? Home Alone, Buzz, the second one. Is it true that French babes don't shave their armpits? I'm bicultural. I'm cool with all hair. In fact, I think it's ridiculous that there are those who have gone out of their way to just, well, that's for another day. But women and men who are insecure, yes, they're all over the place. I got women that get more and more plasticky by the minute, and yet they don't feel fulfilled. Men who think they're men by, I don't even know how to put it into boxes. And you know what? If Lucifer had integrity, he'd be ashamed of who is around him, because he'd be like, I have all scaredy cats. They're all cowards. They don't go to Patrick Tiahan to heal their therapy. That's how I'm going to put it. So, but because the story does say that he doesn't have integrity, right? So he's like, he. I have all of them. And I'm thinking, he what? They're still cowards, don't you see? So you're burning in hell. We're not burning in hell. It's like, oh, I'm so silly right now. But yes, God always wins. Any person who wants to tell me that they are of faith, and I'm not laughing because it's funny. It's an inconsistency, you see? And it's an inconsistency that has to do with human secondary consciousness in that left mode. So I can tell you all, even without Claire's, I would still have the same sense of humor, because I wake up in the morning and I give myself meaning, and then I take it away. My teenage boyfriend made it his mission to discuss with me my faith and tell me that it was because I was afraid of death. And I said, no, it's not. And we discussed and argued, and he continued to believe his truth. And I said, no. And that was the day I said, you know what? I don't need to prove my faith. Plus, it's not provable. And when you find spirituality, people say, I'm going to prove. We need to prove it, like sciences. Then you say, you know, lady, no, I don't tell her that. I'm telling you, there are sciences people who are going to use AI to disprove reality. So really, they just like fantasy. Who wants to live forever? Well, some of us, we get to come back again and do the merry-go-round, and we have a good time. We'll be back with more, and thank you for stopping by.